Welcome to a new Java interview question. So in this question, you will be given a size as input. It might be any number, and you have to print a pyramid, something like this. The only condition being you have to use Java 8 streams. So let's see how we can do this. So let's define our size, which might come as an input, but let's take it as 3 for this example. And if you have seen my previous videos, to loop through something, because if you see the pattern here, we have 1, we have 3, we have 5. So that means we have to loop through something like a array. So we'll use a int stream, and int stream has a range, and the range will be from 0 to 3. So if you see, these are basically strings printed. The first thing is printed, and then you basically go to the next line, a slash n and a slash n. So these strings need to be converted. So let's use our map to object here, and let's give it a mapper function. So let's create this mapper function. So this is going to be a string, so our mapper has to return a string. And if you see here, it says that the mapper object actually takes a java.util.function.int function. So we have to return an int function from this, so it goes as an input here. So let's give it an int function, and we are going to return a string. So let's say that something which basically extends a string. Now it's throwing an exception because we have not returned anything. So let's basically return. We'll be getting the first integer as 0. So let's say integer or maybe input, and then we'll give it our actual function. So we have to give a star because we have to print a star. So first time we'll get 0, and then we'll have to basically repeat it. So 0 into anything will be 0. So let's take our input, and then we are going to multiply it by 2 because next time we'll get 1 and 1 has to be multiplied by 2. So we'll get 2, and then we have to add 1 to make it as 3. So here we'll do the same thing. We'll multiply by 2, and then we'll basically just add it by 1. So that pattern will be followed. So if we get 2, it will come here, it will say 2 into 2 is 4 plus 1 5. So we'll get this one next time. Next, let's simply do a system out here. Let's see what we are getting. So we'll do a system dot out and our print line. So we got our output here, but it doesn't look similar to this. We have our first and then 3 and 5. That simply means that we don't have to print it as it is, but we have to write a function which makes sure that we are leaving some space before printing it. So let's write that part. So let's give it a printer. So this printer will need our size because we have to leave that much size before every line we print. So let's take our size and then create our method. So the method it created says that it returns a consumer which extends super and extends. We don't need this, we can simply give this much, and now we need to return. So the first time we'll get a input that will be a single star, and then we have to print. So let's use system.out. We have to give certain spaces, so let's use the printf percentage, and now we are going to calculate the space we are going to give. So here we'll have size as input, so size we are going to multiply it by 2. So first time we get a simple star, and then we'll take our input, we'll take our length. So we'll get size, that is 3. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 will be 7. And let's divide it by 2, so we'll get 3. So we are basically going to take 2 out. So 2 will be the spaces, and then we'll print it. This formula works for all the odd numbers here correctly. So let's print our input. So it's a string, we'll print it. Next time we'll get 3. So size is going to be 3 into 2, that is 6. 6 plus 3 is going to come as 9. We are going to divide it by 2, that is 4. So we are going to leave 3 places, and then from 4th we will start writing. If you see this, the pattern matches. So let's run this, and we have our output. So that's how you can print a pyramid from any given input using Java 8 streams. Thanks for watching.